Though it is true that I have never died, and don't know exactly what the experience would entail. For the life of me, I cannot fathom how dying any death could be harder or more terrible than living through what I have had to endure this last quarter century. Prisoners call it the box. Prison authorities have euphemistically dubbed it the Special Housing Unit, or SHU for short. In society, it's known as solitary confinement. It is a 23-hour-a-day lockdown in a cell smaller than some closets I've seen, with 1 hour allotted to recreation, consisting of placement in a concrete enclosed yard by oneself, or in some prisons, a cage made of steel bars. There's nothing in a shoe yard but air. No TV, no balls to bounce, no games to play, no other inmates. Nothing.
I remain afraid for my life because I continue to see the same officers involved in the assault. I have trouble sleeping at night because of the nightmares I'm having, or I keep seeing officers dressed in black. But no matter what, I'm never gonna be broken. I'm too strong. I'm trying to be safe in here and to do my time. Meanwhile, I hope that people reading this account take it seriously. The only thing that could help to stop these abuses is to shut this place down. People are having their rights violated through the prison system, not just at Southport. People who are active in the protests related to Eric Garner's death and all of the other incidents of police brutality need to become active in the campaigns to stop the same brutality happening in here.
Caging animals for years is inhumane and deemed animal cruelty. Yet, it is considered rehabilitation for human beings? According to whom? When and where did anyone fairly test this theory to assess its impact on people? And how did we determine it was legal? Such are questions that shall find no answers. More money is spent on prisons that don't work than on programs that do or could work. And for those organizations that do strive to do the work that true rehabilitation can do, their greatest opposing forces are DOCCS and politicians, the same people who claim to want to stop crime. I am enduring. What choice does one have?
I often feel enclosed, like the walls are closing in on me, suffocating me. I'm constantly depressed. I'm paranoid most of the time because of my long stints in the box. I don't like to be around people. I now find it hard to sleep, and my whole body aches most of the day from sitting in one spot. I can't speak to my family because the CEOs have taken away my visits. All because I have a drug problem. And they don't try to help me with this problem, they just punish and torture me. If you think being sent to the SHU helps people with drug addiction, you couldn't be more wrong. Being constantly locked in a tiny room with nothing to do just makes me want to take drugs even more. In the SHU, there are no rehabilitation programs, which you need to one day receive a conditional release. Twice, since my attempted suicide, my urine came back dirty with pot. I received an additional 16 months SHU time, another 12 months loss of visits, and another 12 months loss of good time. After all I've been through, when someone offered me pot, is it any wonder that I broke down and said yes? I'm a recovering addict who just attempted suicide, can't see or talk to my family, and was locked in a tiny room with nothing to do and no access to any type of treatment programs for many years. Anything would have seemed like a welcome escape.
I am truly sorry for what happened. It is not who I am, nor is it who I was. I was a young, irresponsible kid who did something foolish over almost 2 decades ago. It is not an excuse, but it is the reality. If God should condemn us the way we do one another, what hope would there be for any of us?
We need Governor Cuomo
And state lawmakers
To stop this torture
And pass the HEART Act now.
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 Welcome to your cell. You're gonna be here for 23 hours a day. Welcome to your cell. You're gonna be here for 23 hours a day.
You can be sent to solitary for
disobeying a direct order.
What is 6.10? Fighting is 90 days extra. Yelling too loud.
Somebody's labeled a gang member.
any kind of drugs.
Looking at a correction officer. Just looking at him. Having too many rolls of toilet paper is 90 days extra.
Too many postage stamps.
Eating all of your food.
And it's not uncommon to find somebody who's sentenced to a year and then ends up with 5, 6, 7 years in a pile.
After a while, things start to slip.
I find myself floating.
As a psychologist, I can tell you that you are going to undergo many different kinds of reactions, and some of them will be more immediate than others.
You know, you see like the paint on the wall. It's that paint probably been there maybe 50 years before I got there. So you start seeing figurines.
You know, you think you hear them calling you from the officer station.
The toilet that drips because it sweats and it hits the floor. Choop, 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 choop. Stupid.
People turn on themselves.
They want to treat us like animals. We might as well act like animals.
There are high rates of suicide and self-harm.
People understand is violence. All we understand is a violent reaction. We can't have no diplomacy with this institution.
There are physical and physiological consequences of being deprived of human social contact, so that people's brainwave patterns are altered, and certainly people who are in these environments for many months or years on end have to change and transform who they are, and so they're damaged.
A virtual experience of solitary confinement.
What can you do?
6 by 9.